Chapter 9. The City Beneath. The city is a ruin wrapped in silence. Sand swirls through the broken arches and abandoned towers, and nothing stirs but the echoes. Ashriel and L'Oreal descend slowly, every step deliberate. This place is old, not in years, but in wounds. It was once a mimic of glory, built by those who remembered Eden but rejected the gardener. The child, Shiloh, is already among the ruins. He moves like water, like memory. His feet barely touch the ground. He knows the way, L'Oreal whispers. Because it was made for him to reclaim, Ashriel replies. They follow him through a shattered courtyard, past a fountain that once wept false light. Beneath the grime and age, words are carved in a forgotten tongue. L'Oreal runs her fingers over the stone. This was a temple. Ashriel steps beside her, but not to Yahuwah. A low hum fills the air. The veil here is thin, split not by holiness, but by hunger. The city is not empty. Shadows linger at the edges, sensing the presence of the light bearers, not attacking, but waiting. We are being watched, Ashriel says. Let them watch, L'Oreal replies. She kneels and presses both palms to the stone. I did not come here to hide. Ashriel draws a small blade, not to fight, but to mark. He scores a circle into the ground around them and then speaks. By the authority of El Elyon, we claim this place for the kingdom of Yah. Let no counterfeit stand, let no darkness go unspoken. The wind howls, dust rises in spirals, the city begins to shake. From the center of the square, Shiloh lifts his arms. Now, he says, not loudly, but the command is deeper than thunder. Ashriel and L'Oreal move as one. She begins to sing, a song not written but remembered, a song she first sang at the edge of time. Ashriel lifts his staff. He does not strike the ground. He lifts it as an offering. The light pours out through them, and the shadows begin to scream. The mimic light cracks, the air splits, voices trapped for centuries begin to rise in praise, free at last. And then it is still. Shiloh stands in the dust, eyes like galaxies, smiling. You didn't come for battle, he says. You came for birth. Ashriel breathes deep. L'Oreal weeps. This city, she says, belongs to Yahuwah. As do we, Ashriel answers. They kneel together in the dust. Shiloh has come. Chapter 10. After the cracking. The stillness after glory is a holy thing. Not empty, not silent, but full. Ashriel kneels with both hands in the dust, not in defeat, in reverence. His eyes are closed, his breathing is steady. The light that passed through him still lingers in his chest like slow burning oil. L'Oreal lies on her side just beside the old fountain, one hand resting over her heart, the other curled around a piece of shattered mimic stone. It no longer pulses. It's been emptied of false light. Now it is just a rock again. I never get used to it, she whispers. Ashriel lifts his head. The breaking? The becoming. What follows it? The quiet. The peace so deep you forget what war tastes like. He nods. Yahuwah is so near in the aftermath. L'Oreal sits up slowly. Her eyes are red but calm. I think he's always this close. We just stop long enough to feel it. They don't speak for a while. The wind hums low, the light settles golden on the stone, softening the sharp edges. A flower, blue and trembling, pushes up through a crack in the courtyard. Just one, but it's enough. We should gather the names, L'Oreal says softly. Ashriel nods again. The freed ones, the children, the trapped prophets, the watchers who repented in silence. We'll sing them back into the book. She reaches into her cloak and pulls out a tiny scroll. Ashriel pulls the writing stone from his belt. He hands it to her. She writes slowly, carefully, names spoken in wind and fire, names rescued from false altars, names Yahuwah always knew. When she's finished, she passes the scroll to Ashriel. He holds it against his forehead for a moment and then tucks it close to his heart. It's not for us to carry, he says, but it was ours to write. They both look toward the center of the square. Shiloh sits there now, cross-legged in the dust. He's drawing symbols in the sand with one finger. Not angelic runes, not celestial maps, just shapes, spirals, trees, eyes, seeds. What do you see? L'Oreal asks, rising slowly to her feet. The boy doesn't look up. The world Yahuwah still dreams of. Ashriel comes to stand beside her, placing his arm gently around her shoulders. Then let's stay a little while longer, he says, until the dream starts to bloom. Chapter 11, The Weeping Tree. They do not leave the courtyard that night. Instead, Ashriel builds a fire from dry wood pulled from the city's edge. L'Oreal stirs water with herbs gathered earlier in their walk, bittersweet roots and honey leaf for rest, for release. Shiloh sleeps, curled in the center of a broken mosaic floor, covered in threadbare blanket that L'Oreal had stitched from fragments of an old temple veil. Ashriel watches the flames, silent. L'Oreal knows better than to ask what he's thinking. She simply sits beside him, close enough that their cloaks touch. The stars shimmer above, clear and unapologetically bright. You've been holding something, she says gently. He doesn't respond at first, and then he whispers, I remember all of them. She turns toward him. The children? No, the ones I failed, the ones I couldn't save in time, the gates I couldn't open fast enough, the prayers I didn't speak when I should have. L'Oreal places her hand over his. He doesn't pull away. I carry them like stones, he says, and sometimes I wonder if Yahuwah still calls me worthy to protect you. The words land heavy. He's never said this before, not in this lifetime, maybe not in any of them. And then he weeps. Not loud or messy, just open, holy, the kind of weeping that angels are rarely given time for. Tears fall like offerings into the dust. L'Oreal leans her head on his shoulder, wrapping her arm gently around his chest. She doesn't try and fix it. She doesn't offer platitudes. She simply says, You weep like the Most High when his children turn away. That's not weakness, Ashriel. That's oneness. Ashriel doesn't answer. He just breathes and weeps and breathes again. Above them, the stars begin to shift into a spiral, quietly, reverently, as if the heavens themselves have come to witness the sorrow of one who serves. After a while, Ashriel lifts his head. Do you think he heard me? L'Oreal smiles through her own tears. He's always listening, even when you don't speak. The wind curls around them, soft and warm. And he still calls you worthy. Ashriel exhales deep and full. He closes his eyes and places his hand over L'Oreal's. Then I will not stop holding the gates, and I will not stop walking through them, she replies. They sit together in the firelight, under the weeping stars, hearts open like temples, no fear, no shame, only love, only Yahuwah.